to The Harvest. This is Carmel Fisher, and we are bringing you the capital market news, views, and clues.
We have CEO Gary Campbell from Cytta Corp with the ticker on the OTC Markets, CYCA. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Carmel.
Well, we want to hit right off and give us an overview of what Cytta Corp does. I know you're into some quality video streaming, so please tell us more about that.
Yes, well, basically, Cytta is a company that tries to develop technologies that can really make a difference. And our primary technology is a compression technology, Super, and that technology allows us to compress and stream video far more efficiently than any of the other compression technologies. It's a proprietary codec, which Cytta has and has the code for. So when we start from that point of view, everything we do really relates around streaming video, moving it in ways that nobody else can move it, and finding mechanisms to add to the sharing and the utilization of those videos. So video, as you said, is really our bailiwick.
I think you touched on that, but if you want to just highlight what makes your technology so unique.
First and foremost, what really makes our technology unique is some of the amazing people that work with us to have developed it over the years. I mean, we have some brilliant minds working with Cytta, and it's really been a privilege to watch the technologies they created develop. So first and foremost, our compression technology, which we call Super, SUPR, which stands for Superior Utilization of Processing Resources, which I don't usually have to say, but the acronym really is designed to describe how Super differentiates itself from everybody else in the compression world. And, as you and the audience probably know, all videos that we get are compressed in one form or another, because generally they're very, very large when the video is shot, and to transmit it through the internet and into streaming devices, you have to compress it in one form or another. So again, all Netflix videos are compressed. There's various compression mechanisms, but everybody in the world started with a compression algorithm called MPEG, and they've been improving on it ever since. So that whole, call it a branch of the compression tree, really utilizes similar technology, and they've been optimizing it ever since. So the core technology hasn't changed, but they just make it, better and better, using more processing power, more resources. And as resolution got higher and higher, basically once it got to 4K, all of these compression mechanisms struggle. It's very expensive. It's very hard. We've all seen videos that pixelate, Welcome to Netflix, where they freeze, pixelate, etc. So our compression technology was designed to eliminate all of that. It was designed from scratch to work really well with high resolution videos, HD, 4K, 8K, 16K. It works incredibly well with that. So when we introduced the technology, again, it's a matter with a new technology, and if you tell people what it does, you actually have to show them what it does. So for that technology, we waited till there were 4K cameras, 4K capture cards. We did live demonstrations on a particular military base to show, at a military exercise, to show for the first time in history that we could have a 4K camera on a drone, wirelessly stream that 4K imagery to the ground, and then have it displayed in their tactical operations center or TOC. So that was the first time in history that had ever been done, and that was the first real live demonstration of our Super software. And then from there, we've been deploying in various military situations. As you can imagine, it's a very useful technology from that side, and we've been using that in that environment. But basically what it does, it compresses video streams infinitely more efficiently, infinitely more cheaply, when I talk about processing power, than any other compression mechanism. This actually led us to our second product, which is what we call the IGAN, the Incident Global Area Network. So Because we have a compression algorithm that has a very proprietary stream, meaning there aren't standard opening mechanisms for that. Again, proprietary is very important from the military side, but we wanted to be able to share our compressed videos with the rest of the world. So it's called transcoding. That's basically what the IGAN was designed to do. And then from there, people started realizing that device or that technology, basically software, allowed people to consume videos from any source because it's wide open, consume them from any source. So drones, cell phone cameras, bomb robots, all of these pull cameras. And because our system brings the videos in, allows them to be shared out over a large network through the server-side architecture that we have there. Suddenly people could consume videos from, and primarily we're doing this with first responders, but a drone reproduces the video on the drone controllers that the operator is holding. What the IGAN allows them to do is move that video image that the drone is seeing in real time to any of the other people that are on our IGAN network. So classic example, SWAT teams would be ready to go around the building, sitting there. A drone operator would have a drone up. He would see that there was a fellow with a weapon around the corner, and to tell the SWAT team about that, to warn them about that, he would get on the radio and go, breaker, breaker, don't go around the corner, which is kind of a primitive mechanism. Now with the IGAN technology, any of those officers can look down on their plate, on their chest, and see in real time everything that drone video does. And of course, given what we do with videos, there's multiple videos that can appear there, literally as many as you want to watch at the same time from as many sources as possible. And there's direct audio communication between all the partners.
A lot of things pique my interest there. One is you're mentioning the military use cases, which obviously it makes a ton of sense. And then obviously I foresee the medical fraternity perhaps having the same benefits from this, right? I want to know, how does this impact your ESG standing? If there's anything in terms of, does it decrease power outages?
That is really, really a great question. We have been approached by one of the largest conservation charities in the World Conservation Society, WCS.org. And they run multiple programs around the world, from putting turtles into the Amazon to tagging rhinos and all of that side of the house. And one of the dreams of Cytta has always been to be able to use this technology to help the conservation efforts, help our environment, help our planet. I have a background there. Michael Collins, our chief technology officer, is very, very passionate about that. He grew up on an ocean research vessel. So the answer is that we are now supplying the IGAN technology, the brand new IGAN 2.0, which we'll get to. We're supplying that technology on a project in the Amazon jungle, where the World Conservation Society has, in September 15th to the 28th, they're going to be filming the turtles that they put there coming in to lay their eggs. So the IGAN, through the charity organization that we support, and Mr. Collins is running, basically, it will supply the IGAN technology to that project by going in and, for the first time in history, stream in real time all of the videos that they're shooting in the middle of the Amazon jungle. World Conservation Society will be displaying those up on their website so their members and people can watch them in real time. I understand PBS Nature is also getting involved. There's a couple of other teams. So it's a really, really challenging effort, because we have to combine the IGAN with certain type of radio systems to do it, and certain type of satellite systems to beam it up and then back down. But we have we have that capability because we do that with the military as well. So it's going to be a really interesting exercise, and half of our team will be in.
Absolutely incredible. What this brings to mind is we have a lot of talk around the metaverse and virtual realities, but this almost seems to be bringing reality straight to you in real time. So how do you explain the parallels there?
That's always been the dream of our team and Mr. Collins particularly. You know, his whole life has been about, as he says, delivering real life. You know, he started out wanting to do it with underwater reefs, and again, we have capabilities of doing it underwater because of his dream. But the idea being that if with the right type of compression and the right type of software, and the best part about our IGAN 2.0, it is completely software. It's software as a service. There's no particular hardware involved. You can run it through any laptop, and there'll be phone applications as well. So, and we've also built into the IGAN itself, call it super light compression into it. It does marvelous things at that end of compressing things, so the quality is incredible. And we will be able to deploy that in all of these circumstances, and the idea is deliver it in real time. So usually we have 66 milliseconds of latency, which you can't detect with a human eye. When you're dealing with satellite, you have a little bit of time up, a little bit of time down. Again, something we're very familiar with running very, very, very small drones for the military, very small satellite uplinks. But in this case, you'll basically be able to watch from your living room, through your smartphone, wherever you are on the planet Earth. You're going to be able to watch these mama turtles coming up on the beach and laying their eggs in real time.
You mentioned earlier that, you know, you kind of were waiting for certain devices to become available, 4K, etc. How much is innovation in terms of what you do staggered by the reliance on other technologies?
Well, it really wasn't a matter of being staggered. It was that everybody in the world was using H.264, H.265, which were the two compression algorithms developed based on that MPEG. So, and they do a good job at anything up to HD, except they require very big pipes. So once 4K became common, you know, the size of the bandwidth they needed to move that is huge. So generally they're somewhere around five megabytes they need to move HD properly. And we can move it very, very easily at 150 kilobytes. So it was just a matter, technology wise, to have some of the technical pieces available for those videos to be converted into the form that we could then compress it. And that's called a 4K capture card. So it wasn't a big technological achievement. It just, you know, something that became available at a reasonable price. And then now we just ingest whatever comes out of the camera directly.
Can you talk more about your recent announcement with the partnership with Camaris?
Yes, that is very, very exciting for us. The beauty of the Camaris arrangement is they're a company, Terrafugia, that actually built and designed the flying car. And I don't know if anybody knows that. That company was acquired by a massive company, Geely, who has infinite range of funding, and they're now building and deploying the flying car from Terrafugia, Camaris, in Asia at this point. So basically what we have is a company that has incredible aeronautical engineering background, like literally the best we've ever seen. So this Camaris Seeker is a incredibly well-designed drone. It's got way longer flight time than anything else in its class, and it's just incredibly superior. So we knew some of the people involved, and they came to us and said, we would like to have Cytta do three things for us. A, put the super compression technology into our bird. B, connect that through the IGAN 2.0, so we have distribution of everything that's coming out of it, and we can take large files from this device and move them properly. And then the third piece is really, it's really, we make sure that the particular drone, all of the reporting coming out of that drone, given we control everything that's coming out of it, reports it only to the ground station where it's supposed to go. So some of the complaints with some of the other drones is that they report information to the various countries that make them, and part of what we do will make sure that their drone is what's called Blue Force, and it's only sending its information to where we tell it to send it to.
Interesting indeed. Can you tell us what some of the biggest challenges are that you're currently facing, and how you're planning to kind of strategize your way through and around that for the next
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting. And let me start with, this relationship with Camaris. What this actually means is every one of their drones sold worldwide will be sold with our technology in it. As they said in their news release, this is a full worldwide partnership with Cytta and our technology. So that was really a nice acknowledgement of that. We're certainly working with one of the largest and best companies we could ever think of in this field. Our current challenge is scheduling, because suddenly, after working with all the first responder organizations, and now that the IGAN 2.0 is starting to hit the market, so we have an awful lot of interest from them. And the importance of this from our point of view is to really schedule our resources so we can deploy effectively, and then ultimately work on the complete SaaS model so that we can really expand our reach. And that's the challenge right now, is working on that initial SaaS deployment system. The beauty of this technology now, it's all completely software. There's no hardware at all required, and that was always our dream. And it's now our proprietary piece with, call it an artificial intelligence functionality. It has a mapping feature in it. It has a dashboard. You're allowed to parse and search and review the videos. So it's going to be, from our point of view, an educational challenge right now, a training challenge, and the deployment challenge is really building up a SaaS model that we haven't had before.
Tell us about your management team and how they can help in overcoming these challenges.
Well, the management team, we've been together for a long while, and what we tend to do, both myself, Eric Stephenson, the president, Michael Collins, Mr. Shermack. Outside of that group, we have mostly call them independent consultants that we bring in under long-term contract. So all of the development is done with people that we've known for a long time that come out of the right group. So management is what I would call very, very well organized at the top, and then we all manage the various groups within it. And that way it's really a force multiplier. And again, we don't really worry about where you are or where you're working. We work completely virtually, and certainly COVID didn't make much difference from our point of view, other than traveling around for demonstrations. So I like this disseminated structure, and it works really well for us.
Let's look a little bit at the market and what that kind of relates to us at the moment. So firstly, how are you affected by the geopolitical issues, if at all, and the rate hikes that seem to be continuing?
I think, the interesting thing is, I've worked with technological companies for a long time, and we always try to do technologies that are early stage and then turn them into, real marketable products. And so from a company point of view and a market point of view, it's very challenging when you're a small technology company. Right. There's awful lot of companies there, whether you're Pinks or OTC QB, QX, these are markets that it's difficult to get purchase with, and it's difficult to get the investors to see it. It's not like your news release is covered by 20 analysts who suddenly tell their firms, yes, this is now a buy. So you have to do a lot of these things yourselves, and you have to find good organizations to work with to spread that information. And we try to look at what's in the market, and we try to let people know. I'd like to call it our baby unicorn theory. Is like I tell investors when you're looking at these companies that aren't already covered by analysts, aren't already trading at enormous prices, ask yourself, will this technology make a difference? Will this technology work? And then the other question you have to ask yourself is how long before this technology gets into the market? And that's always a big question. So, our model has been to put the technologies into the market, call them first versions, call them betas and whatever, generate customers on it, use that experience to develop the technology. So from our point of view, I can answer the question, yes, the technologies work. Yes, the technologies are purchasable by the marketplace, and you just have to refine the technologies to see if you can create something that's going to go exponential. In other words, turn it from a nascent or a potential baby unicorn into a real unicorn down the road. So
100%, all about constructing the story and making sure we have the technologies to back that up. What competitors are you aware of in the industry, and how much of an impact do you think they make into the market as a whole?
Competitors are very interesting. So on the compression side, currently, with what we're capable of doing, there's no competitors, literally. So there is development work we have to do. You cannot simply deploy your software on a small computer unless you're dealing with it in secure military situations. So we're building the FPGA chips for Super, and then ultimately we've entered into a relationship with another company that's actually going to build the ASICs chip from us. So they're licensing our software. They've got a large group together, some very significant people there, and they will be embarking upon a funding program to build the chip. And I gather they're going to be listing that company on NASDAQ. So we're very excited that they've recognized the value of our compression software and are proceeding in that direction. So that's exciting, and that lets us move that one ahead a couple of years, because it would have taken us a while to get there. But from a general competitor point of view, what we do with compression, nobody else can do.
Where do you see the market in the next, say, 5 years?
I think everything becomes streaming. I think streaming is everything. The more you can get towards delivering real life to people through their devices, the closer the world becomes. So I think it just grows exponentially from this point.
And the more they're watching videos, the more they're being watched.
Well, I think that's part and parcel of the world we live in. It's hard on a worldwide basis when you can see and interact with somebody in another country directly, instantly on a device. People understand each other better. So, I think it's a very good mechanism from that point of view. 100%.
I love all the positives we've discussed. The world's moving very rapidly in that direction, and I'm excited that Cytta Corp gets to be a part of that. In fact, probably leading a big part of it as well. This has been a fantastic conversation. Thank you so much. I am going to sign off this interview, and I want to say thank you to CEO Gary Campbell from Cytta Corp with the ticker on OTC Markets, CYCA. I'm Camaris.